Between 1994 and 1996, people in Baltimore unknowingly consumed human flesh. Not in some hidden cult, not in an underground ritual, but as hamburgers sold from a roadside barbecue stand. The man behind the grill wasn't hiding bodies, he was selling them. His name was Joseph Roy Metheny, and his crimes place him among the most disturbing figures in American criminal history. Joseph Roy Metheny was born on March 2, 1955, in Baltimore, Maryland. He was one of 6 children raised in a household marked by poverty, instability, and emotional neglect. According to his defense attorneys, the Metheny children were frequently neglected. His father struggled with depression and alcoholism and died in a motor vehicle accident when Joe was only 6 years old. From that moment, Joe's childhood fractured. Metheny later claimed that his parents regularly sent him away to live with other families, unofficial foster situations where he felt abandoned and unwanted. His mother denied this entirely. She insisted the family was poor but functional, that Joe never went hungry, that he was polite, well-behaved, and an above-average student. This contradiction between Metheny's version of neglect and his mother's version of normalcy would become a recurring theme. In 1973, Metheny joined the United States Army. What happened during his service is unclear. His mother stated that he served in Germany. Metheny, however, claimed he was stationed in Vietnam as part of an artillery unit. Metheny developed a severe heroin addiction, one that would dominate the rest of his life. After leaving the military, his relationship with his mother deteriorated completely. By the early 1990s, Metheny had returned to Baltimore, where his life spiraled further. Physically, he changed dramatically. Standing over 6 feet tall and weighing nearly 450 pounds, Metheny became morbidly obese. Mentally, he was consumed by addiction: crack cocaine, heroin, alcohol. He spent most of his time in bars or wandering the city, feeding habits that grew more expensive and more desperate. In 1994, something snapped. Metheny was living with a girlfriend and their young son, both of whom also struggled with drug addiction. One day, he came home to find them gone. No note, no explanation. Driven by anger, panic, and obsession, Metheny began searching Baltimore's drug dens, abandoned buildings, and homeless camps. His search led him beneath the Hanover Street Bridge, where a tent city had formed. There, Metheny encountered 2 homeless men, Randall Brewer and Randy Piker. He demanded to know where his girlfriend was. When they couldn't give him answers, Metheny exploded. He later confessed that he attacked both men with an axe, killing them in a fit of rage. Despite being tried for these murders, prosecutors lacked sufficient physical evidence. The jury acquitted him. But Metheny would later confess again while already in custody for other crimes. And his confessions didn't stop there. He claimed that on the same night, he and murdered 2 women. According to Metheny, all of their bodies were dumped into the river. No remains were ever found. Shortly after the bridge killings, Metheny committed a murder that would finally provide physical evidence. He encountered Kathy Ann Magaziner. He strangled her to death and buried her in a shallow grave on the grounds of the pallet factory where he worked. Her body remained hidden for nearly 2 years. In November 1996, Metheny murdered again. This time, the victim was Kimberly Lynn Spicer. He stabbed her to death. Investigators later determined that Metheny specifically targeted vulnerable individuals, young white sex workers struggling with heroin and cocaine addiction. These attacks were often accompanied by sexual assault and dismemberment. But what Metheny did next would permanently define his infamy. Metheny admitted that he dismembered his victims and mixed their flesh with pork and beef. He then operated a roadside barbecue stand on weekends. He sold hamburgers to families, to workers, to strangers passing by. According to Metheny, this method of disposal began as a way to eliminate evidence, but over time, it became something else, a sport. He claimed that whenever he ran out of what he called special meat, he would simply go out and find another victim. Any remaining body parts were dumped into the Patapsco River, explaining why so many of his alleged victims were never recovered. Metheny's reign of terror ended in December 1996. In late November, he kidnapped Rita Kemper and brought her to his trailer on the pallet factory property. They used drugs together. When Kemper rejected his sexual advances, Metheny became violent. She attempted to flee. Metheny chased her down, beat her, dragged her back inside, and attempted to assault her. During the attack, he reportedly told her, "I'm going to kill you and bury you in the woods with the other girls." Kemper managed to escape through a window. She ran until she found police officers and reported what had happened. Shortly afterward, Metheny made a critical mistake. He asked a friend to help him bury the body of Kimberly Lynn Spicer, which he had kept hidden for over a month. That friend contacted police. On December 15, 1996, Joseph Roy Metheny was arrested. The owner of the pallet factory was also charged as an accessory for allegedly assisting in evidence disposal. Once in custody, Metheny became disturbingly cooperative. He confessed freely. He led police to Kathy Magaziner's remains. He detailed killings that investigators could never fully verify. In 1997, Metheny was tried for the kidnapping and attempted sexual assault of Rita Kemper. He received a 50-year sentence, though he was acquitted of her attempted murder. In 1998, he was convicted of the murder of Kimberly Lynn Spicer and sentenced to death. During sentencing, Metheny showed no remorse. He famously stated, "The words 'I'm sorry' will never come out, for they would be a lie. I just enjoyed it." Later that year, he pleaded guilty to the murder and robbery of Kathy Magaziner and received an additional life sentence. In 2001, Metheny's death sentence was overturned and reduced to life imprisonment without parole. Joseph Roy Metheny remained incarcerated until his death at the age of 62. He died in his cell at the Western Correctional Institution in Cumberland, Maryland. Joseph Roy Metheny was not just a murderer. He was a reminder of how predators thrive when victims are invisible, and how some monsters don't hide in the shadows. They serve food in plain sight.